Welcome to another episode of That's Right with Chris Voss. I am Chris Voss, and today we've got Saskia de Winter. Thank you for being with us today, Saskia.
It's a great privilege for me to be here, Chris. Thank you.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yeah, pleasure's mine. Privilege is mine. All right, so is it a ridiculous idea for you to share with our viewers a little bit about your business and your journey?
I founded Saskia de Winter Training almost 2 decades ago. Next year, we're going to be 25 years old, our 25th anniversary. It all started with my curiosity for human behavior. Many years ago, I started in 3D animation and special effects. And what I wanted to do there is to understand how people tell stories and how they react with human behavior. And I worked in that field for 15 years. And then from there, I jumped into the world of business coaching. And now what we do is human development, sales, and high-stakes negotiations trainings with our customers all in Latin America, also in the United States and in Spain. Our slogan, which is Connect, Act, and Inspire. And what we do is we try to work with our executives so that they can perform better, they can be much more effective, and that they can work with their teams. So that's what we do. More than 35,000 people we've trained in so many years.
Wow. Wow, very impressive. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so what are some common challenges that your clients face?
Well, some of the common challenges that they face is, for example, the illusion of having control of things. And sometimes they also have a lot of fear, for example, in trying to make things happen in their own way. Also, sometimes they lack this ability to manage their own time and maybe even handle trust. That's a big issue. Handle trust with teams and with other peers.
Right.
So a lot of issues with values like accountability, commitment, how to really make things work. And as I said before, time management is a big issue with large corporations, particularly when you have issues within cultures, right? Like between, for example, the United States or Latin America, or even language issues. We work a lot with that, and then we help them really perform.
Wow, of course. All right, so what strategies do you use to understand your clients or your customers even better?
We listen beyond words. We really go beneath, and we try to find the roots of the behavior instead of just the symptoms. Many strategies. I used to work with companies in which the initial part was business coaching, but then because I studied Gestalt therapy, and as you know, that really works. So there's an intersection between business and human behavior.
Oh, yeah.
So the strategies also include like non-obvious questions, for example. And as you know, when you ask non-obvious questions, you get non-obvious answers, and so that you can go underneath and really beneath. We also use a lot of be here in the present moment. We use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and of course, tactic empathy.
Oh, all right. All right, well, and while we're on that, and are you again sharing a time when you navigated a difficult situation for a customer or client by using tactical empathy?
Yeah, well, we've had this issue so many times, Chris, which is family splitting or partnership splitting. We hear that a lot, handling conflict and managing conflict. So how do I do it is using empathy, and tactic empathy is basically I do a lot of reflection, paraphrasing, and I model it, right? I try to be really empathetic with people, no judgment, being really calm. And because I do that with each of them, and also when I am in a meeting with both of them, they learn about it and then they use it between them.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's beautiful because it's about being calm so that the mood in the room changes. and they start really to be empathetic with each other. And at some point, there was this company in which the partners were splitting, and they basically were separating. And after I did this, they're still together and they're still working. So they realize that without judgment, they can go really further down the road. And it's amazing what just like listening and deep listening can make a big difference.
Yes, yeah. So when that deep listening, when you show them that you've really heard them, then that's when you trigger that's right in them. They say that to you, and people feel understood. And typically that's when you get their collaboration. They buy in, they bond with you, they connect, they're honest with you. I'll bet you've got some that's right moments when you showed people that you understood and it changed their behavior.
Once we were working with this global company, and the director was resisting. I was looking into the possibility of doing business with them, but they're very, I'd say maybe resisting and anxious. So this director, he basically said, we've invested a lot in a lot of trainings and they really don't work. And what I did is I didn't defend myself. I was not pushing back. I was just listening to the guy and asking more questions. And then at the end, I made a big summary of what he said. And then I said, so what you're saying is that you've invested a lot of money. You don't see the changes on the long run. And he said, that's right. And then what changed is that he went from skepticism to trust. And that was beautiful.
Wow.
And then at the end of the day, of course, we're working with this corporation for the last 3 years. He understands that we could do a lot of mind shifting in his team, and it's been fantastic. And we do that all along from Latin America. So it's great stuff.
Beautiful. Yeah. All right, so hearing all these wonderful things, if somebody wanted to work with you, they want to find out how they could work with you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
The best way is just LinkedIn and our webpage, which is SaskiaDeWinter.com. We're based in Mexico. We're all in Latin America, but we've worked with companies in the US, large pharmaceutical, automotive, banks, and it's very easy. They can find us on our webpage and LinkedIn, and we'll answer both in Spanish and in English.
SaskiaDeWinter.com.
That's right.
Thanks for being here, Saskia. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. It's amazing. Thank you.